DFZRadio.com.
Feeling so high. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Cook up that hydro make me feel high. Feeling so high. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Cook up that hydro make me feel high. Feeling so high.
Welcome. It's 5 o'clock. The kitchen's open. Sit down. I'm going to be your server for today. I'm also going to be the chef. I'm also the waiter and the bartender too. So take a seat. I'll be your entertainment for the next hour. We got the Farm to Table Cannabis Show with yours truly, the hydroponic chef. So we're the only show offering farm to table cannabis reviews, edible reviews, product demos, and cooking demos and recipes. We've also got tons of prizes to give away from our awesome sponsors out there in DFZ Radio. Shout out to Hawthorne, shout out to Magic Butter Machine. So tune in now, DFZ Radio. You get hooked up, you ain't got to pay nothing but attention. 562-653-0707. So if this is your first time listening, you're about to get hooked up because we got lots of prizes to give away. And we got a good lineup of guests. We've got Nova Bliss calling in. They'll be calling from the great white land of Canada. They are a CBD company, and you've got lots of things to offer and talk about from everything up there in legal Canada. And we've also got Cali Happy Roots coming in, and they'll be talking about some of the cannabis-infused gummies that they have on the line. And they've also got a bunch of unique ways to cook in the way that they infuse their products too. So we'll be talking to them about that and all other things. But first of all, what we always do every week is we like to keep you up on the news. So,
yeah,
dude, playoff football's upon us, Saint. And they smoked out the
Football.
Coliseum last week.
Oh,
They were excited to be having a playoff game in L.A. That's fucking good news. I'm a Niner fan, but I'm happy to see the NFC West be holding it down. The Rams hosted a playoff game.
Right.
They won. They smoked out the Coliseum. Everybody there was burning. I'm not saying you can catch a whiff of pot of the game, Curtis Road, after Saturday's game. I'm just saying that the last night, Section 26L was sticking your head in a pot fire. It was amazing. At the Coliseum, everyone just lit it up. Joint cigars, everything. Of course, cannabis has been legal at the Golden State for more than 2 years, but that doesn't mean you can get high wherever you'd like.
Wow.
And sporting events is one of those events. So awesome that people are celebratory in mood and everyone's doing their thing, but at the same time, holy shit, smoking in public now. Welcome to LA. God, I love LA.
man, why can't? That's when you're having fun. You know, you put a lot of money in. You know, for these tickets. You want to enjoy yourself as much as possible. Why don't just let you smoke?
Just
you
let
know
me
what I
burn.
mean?
Let me burn it down
Burn
and
it
celebrate.
up. You
A
let 'em
motherfucker's trying to celebrate right now.
Man, they would increase their sales of food.
Increase their sales of food and decrease their sales of booze. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
it'd probably
know.
be a lot less fights.
You might actually see some less people falling out of stands too.
Right, exactly.
So, and then moving on, California cannabis tax seems to slow down for people as the black market flourishes. And the Democratic proposed spending plan released Thursday projects that the state will bank $355 million in marijuana excise tax by the end of June. That's roughly half of what was expected after broad legal sales kicked in after last year. So industry experts say that the diminished tax income reflects a somber reality. Most consumers are continuing to purchase pot and grow pot in the illegal market, where they avoid taxes and they can 50% and up to 50% in some communities are charging taxes. So tax collections are expected to gradually increase over time, but predicting that the amount will be remaining something of a guess. You know, saying I predicted this shit.
Yep.
I said there was going to be a revolt. And with legalization comes the regulation and comes the taxation. And right now, as we're seeing the California weed party, you know, like where they're dumping the other shit that they don't want, which is actually the clean tested stuff and taxes stuff, and going to the black market where you don't know what we're gonna get. So yeah, you know, it's an unfortunate situation.
Yeah, no one wants an extra 50% tax. They don't even want to pay extra $5 for this shit. You think they're gonna pay double? You know what I mean? No, they're not going to do that.
People are not feeling taxes, so
Yeah.
this is going to be an ongoing theme with us. We're going to keep evaluating whether or not it's better to shop at your local shop or support your local grower. You know, so
Yeah.
The new California government has actually earmarked more funds for cannabis regulations, so we can expect more and more of these regulations to be passed down to these business owners. So in his first state budget, California Governor Gavin Newsom recommended a sharp increase in spending for marijuana regulatory programs, but it's an open question whether additional funding will be enough to help steady the state's cannabis economy. The governor's budget proposes setting aside more than $200 million for marijuana-related activities in his fiscal year that starts in July 1st. So the total would be more than 50% boost from the current budget. So that's a lot of money that goes towards not just regulation, but fighting illegal cannabis. So that money is going to be spent to bust you. So that was what you get when you vote for 64.
Right.
So you just handed them the keys to be able to get more money to bust you and support the legal market, or if that's what you want to do. And then moving on, it looks like the Attorney General nominee would actually stay away from marijuana. Trump's nominee for Attorney General said that Tuesday his Department of Justice would not go after marijuana businesses in states that have chosen to legalize and regulate the cannabis trade. Under sharp questioning from Senator Cory Booker, William Barr told the Senate Judiciary Committee that his personal beliefs marijuana should remain legal. But he added, "I'm not going to go after companies that have relied on the Cole Memorandum," referring to the Department of Justice directive issuing the Obama administration, administered by them to instructing U.S. attorneys to give safe harbor to state legal marijuana businesses. My approach would be to not upset settled expectations. So leaving things as they were, almost business as usual. That's a really strong statement to be said in front of the the entire assembly, to be actual say that you're not going to go after cannabis. So that's a big step in the right direction. So we're excited about that, and that's the news according to Farm to Table. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be back with our guests, and we also got a prank call coming up. So stay tuned.
Yeah, you know. Well, everything is alright, girl. Why you know when I'm smoking with you? Love is purified, it will pop up unidentified. I'm feeling energized, cause world peace is what we symbolize. Don't live a lie, be truthful and also thoughtful. A boy becoming a man, a king is what they should call you. That's right. They say Moses seen Jesus through a burning bush. So like the Mary Jane before you learn this hook. Conversations with a queen that's a smoker. Blowing love enlightened by the weed you brought over. I leaned a little closer and told her, small world we're living in, rock set in stone. One life I've been living in. Come on, let's go. I wanna get high, I wanna get low. Come on, I wanna smoke a little split with you. I wanna get high, I wanna get low. Come on, I wanna smoke a little split with you.
Estábamos en México por la playa de Cancún. Iba caminando yo con el negrito Dum Dum.
Entonces empezamos a enrular marihuana. Esta es una planta natural, no es mala. Dios la puso aquí para nosotros fumarla. Hay que legalizarla hasta el cáncer lo sana.
Hear me now, hay que prenderlo, hay que encenderlo. No quiero que digas no, Babylon. Te soy sincero, buena te quiero, escucha lo que digo yo.
I wanna get high, I wanna get low. Come on, I wanna smoke a little split with you. I wanna get high, I wanna get low. Come on, I wanna smoke a little split with you. Lord knows I'm not a fool, I'm just crazy for you. I can feel it in the way things go. Lord, what I do. I wanna get high, I wanna get low. Come on, I wanna smoke a little split with you. I wanna get high, I wanna get low. Come on, I wanna smoke a little split with you. Smoking love, smoking love, yeah, you know. Well, everything is alright, girl, why you know when I'm smoking with you. Whoa, and spend a little time inside, put it up, girl, you know what to do. I wanna get high over the moon, on the left side, passing over to you, on the low. Everything is alright, girl, why you know champagne and puff some cool champagne. I hope you feel the same, you know. And girl, don't play no games because you know what I'm talking about. I wanna get high, baby, let's go. Come on, I wanna smoke a big spliff with you. I wanna get high, baby, let's go. Come on, I wanna smoke a big spliff with you. Cause you're my smoking love. Smoking love. I wanna be alone with you and get house down. I wanna go home with you and let alone. I wanna get high, I wanna get low. Come on, I wanna smoke a little split with you. I wanna get high, I wanna get low. Come on, I wanna smoke a little split with you. Smoking love.
DFZRadio.com.
Yo, it's BKJ on Team King, and you listening to DFZ Radio. What?
This a Young Ill production.
Perp got me fired up. It got me fired up.
All right, we're back. Farm to Table Cannabis, DFZ Radio. And we've got a special guest for you tonight. Lined up on the phone from the great Canadian wilderness is Nova Bliss CBD. I'm going to bring her on the line. Nova Bliss, are you there?
Hi, yeah,
Hey.
I'm here.
Thank you for calling in. We appreciate you calling in. So,
Yeah.
Elena, take a minute to introduce yourself to DFZ Radio.
Yeah, I'm Elena. I'm from Canada, and I started my company, Nova Bliss. We have awesome CBD products coming up by next month, and we have some edibles and tinctures. And yeah, I'm very excited to be here and to launch and share my brand with everyone.
Now, this is a woman-owned brand, and it's a meticulously dosed CBD products, is what you say in your logo. But really, where does your passion for cannabis come from?
Yeah, so I'm a plant scientist, and I've
Wow.
been working, with agriculture and horticulture for about 7 years now. And then 2 years ago, my lab got a project on hemp, and it was very interesting. But then my laboratory is under a university, and because of the stigma and political issues behind it, it didn't actually went through. But I still kept digging, and I learned that there's more into hemp than just being used in agriculture, and there's a massive untapped potential in plant medicine, and that made me so interested because I've been suffering, from anxiety and stress because of my line of work, beating all the deadlines and
There's
researching.
a lot that goes into your line of work, and so you talk about anxiety. Now, you self-treated yourself with that with your own CBD.
Yeah, well, I started, going to dispensaries, and I tried some medicated edibles, but being a researcher, I have to keep my focus on, and I can't handle, being high or being with its psychoactive effect. And I learned about CBD, and it's really interesting because I have my focus, and it keeps me very calm. And I decided, well, it's very overwhelming right now with the industry, and there's a lot of good, high-quality products, but there's also a lot of scam artists.
A lot
or
of snake
company,
oil.
and I said,
There's
I
a lot of
wanna,
snake oil. Yeah.
with my background in science, I want to do something that's really, meticulously dosed, and they get what they paid for. So, yeah.
Now you talk about meticulously dosed. You talk about actually having a hand that goes into this product. Do you source your own ingredients? Are you growing your own CBD product? How's this work for you?
Yeah, so for us to be able to have like a high quality and then to control everything, I've partnered with a manufacturer in California where they deal with a farm in Colorado. That's where they get their oil. And yeah, so basically I started formulating my own products in my kitchen and in the laboratory. And for me to be able to scale up and have quality control, I decided have it's better to work with a manufacturer, but still doing it like by hand and doing it in small batches. So everything is controlled and
Yeah, so these are
yeah.
really artisanal products. When you look at the packaging and you look at the
Mhm.
style of products, this is something that you can tell it's not quite mass produced, and there's a lot of love that goes into this. Now, have you thought
Yeah.
about what happens if this takes off and you're going to scale up? And what kind of recommendations do you give to any new business owners that are thinking to get into this? Any other women?
I think like I'm still starting and learning a lot of still a lot of learning in the business. For to start, it's just like know what you want. Just focus on one to two products, and then if you some I know some small businesses do it in their kitchen, and that's totally fine because it's really artisanal. And when they scale up, just be really make sure to to be hands on. And if you contracted a manufacturer, then just be present and always like look over the processes that goes in there. So you're still being very hands on with your product, and it's not mass manufactured or mass scale.
Now, everyone can learn from that, and all you guys on the phone and on the line listening in, this is need to know information. She's doing it from the heart. So we're going to take some calls in a minute, but I want to ask you about the Nova Bliss No Limits Rescue Drops and what inspired you for this product, and where people can find it.
Yeah, so Nova, I got it from because my boyfriend is Polish, and it's a Polish name for new, and bliss is like happiness. So when I used my CBD, I found like a like a second chance, or like my second chance to be happy again. So I guess it's a very perfect name for it. And then for my tincture, it's called No Limits Rescue Drops because it doesn't make you high like with a CBD because it has like less than 0.3% THC, so it gives you focus and zen. So it really makes you feel that you can take on the world and just do what you can do.
Now, you talked about non-psychoactive. Now, do you smoke cannabis for the entourage effect ever, or do you strictly stick to CBD?
Yeah, I tried smoking it before, but I think my tolerance for it is just really low, and I just can't deal with it. And I think with the CBD, it's there's it's like it has a new audience in the industry and in the market because for those people who doesn't want to get high but still get the effect of being calm and then reducing their stress, I think CBD is a very alternative option to THC.
All right, and now in Canada, I don't know how it works. I can barely keep up with our crazy kooky laws. But do you have to be derived from CBD or cannabis? What's the where's your where's your CBD derived from?
Yeah, so our CBD is derived from hemp because the cannabis has two strains. There's the hemp and then the marijuana. The hemp is specifically bred to, have a very high percentage of the cannabidiol with low THC, while the marijuana has the highest THC level. So ours is derived from industrial hemp.
And that gives you more control, being able to source your ingredients from California. You mentioned through Colorado.
I'm sorry?
You said you get your products from Colorado through California from Colorado, so you're able to source your own hemp through a reliable producer using the hemp method.
That's right. So I've been in the process, with every step of it. Like I investigated where they sourced the oil, and then I tested the oil that they were using, contacted the farm itself where they use it, and then they gave me like a third, the lab test, but I want to make sure, so I did my own lab testing, and I did lab testing for my, the finished product as well, to make sure that everything is, that there's no pesticide involved, and there's less than there's less than 0.3% THC, and just to maintain a very quality controlled product.
Yeah, because that's what goes into it. Because if someone's medicating with CBD, they got a $200,000 a year job, and they're getting that 0.3% THC all the time. Eventually, it's going to show up in a test or something, right?
That's true.
So, what do you think about the whole CBD's not intoxicating or non-psychoactive? What's your opinion? I mean, you're the plant scientist. You've studied this. You've actually used CBD. You've seen its effects. What's your thoughts on that?
My opinion on it is I've read a lot of articles, like a science journal, because it got really interested me. And, CBD is actually present in our system. So when you take on the CBD, it actually just activates it. And, for example, with the CBD is now being used in with like a very high dose used in epilepsy, like for kids, but they have to take like thousands of milligrams for it. And I think it's very interesting, but there's still a lot of research to be done and to educate people on what really CBD is, and that's my mission, is to make CBD accessible and educate people on what really it is, and also to say that it's not a trend that's just gonna go, it's just gonna go away after a few times. And I think CBD is gonna be here for a very long time, and we're gonna discover more of its benefits.
Well, I think it's well said. We appreciate you doing everything for the right reason. We've got some callers. Should we take one? You feel comfortable taking a call on the air? Yeah, she does. You're on the air, Farm to Table Cannabis. Chris, where are you calling from? Chris, where are you calling from? You could win a magic butter machine. All you got to do is pay attention right now. Chris, are you there?
Chris, don't mess it up now.
Chris, can you hear me? All right. Well,
magic butter machine.
Let's go to Larry. Larry, where are you calling from? Larry, you're on the air, Farm to Table Cannabis.
Larry.
Still me.
I know you're still there. I know you're still there, Elena, but we were really going to, we had some excited callers.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
All right, we'll put him back on hold.
Larry, are you there? What a bummer.
Oh, well. He
lost out because he was about to win.
He's about to get hooked up with a magic butter machine and mess
But we
up.
appreciate you calling in from Canada, and the company's called Nova Bliss. The website's coming soon. What's the website going to be?
Yeah, the website's going to be novabliss.com, so just single S with a bliss, and just like our Instagram, Nova Bliss.
Right on. And so we look forward to seeing more of your awesome products out there, and we salute you. Nova Bliss is officially hydroponic chef approved, and shout out to you up there in the great white land of Canada. We got a couple of Canada listeners right now, too. I see you out there, Organic Manic, and thank you, Elena. So we appreciate everything you do for CBD and cannabis, and, we will see you on the next Farm to Table Cannabis interview.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. You guys have a good night.
Thanks for calling in.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to take a call, and then we're going to be back. We're going to take a little quick commercial break 562-653-0707. You can call in, win a magic butter machine, farm to table cannabis, dfzradio.com.
You must have two stickers sensi under your tongue. I said, no, officer, Lord, you must be mad. He only smokes cigarettes and strictly shag. Oh,
It's all about that. Mary Jane. Hey. You know what? I'm a sad. Yeah. I'm yawning 6 a.m. in the morning. I'm breaking out the bag of weed. I break it up, then I'm rolling. Yeah. Fuck it, I'm jonesing. Waking, baking, I'm stoning. But there's a girl in the bed rolling. Yeah, fuck it, I'm boning. Yeah, okay. Lighting trees up to smoke. I'm puffing on the best. You just smoking some shit. That's just okay. Okay, yeah. You go smoke that, hey, I'm alright. I'ma smoke that high grade every day. I know still high grade when me smoking. Them must see things say a joke thing when me alla. I know still high grade when me smoking. Them must see things say a joke thing when me alla. Give me that good. Call the rest, call it the fucking butterfucker. Jabba base on the best. Straight from Cali FedEx. I'm like, hold up, what's next? I'm smoking so much I got a motherfucking pain in my chest. Yeah. Going bananas, I roll a couple, split them motherfuckers look like bananas. Yeah, Cooper bananas, I'm trees, ocean, savannas. I'm living life, plus a couple bricks that shot for me, nanas. I'm talking about high grade when me smoking. They must see things say a joke thing when me all a burn me ganja vibe, burn me ganja vibe, burn me ganja vibe, burn me ganja vibe. High grade when me smoking. They must see things say a joke thing when me all a.
launch crew, ready to reservoir.
What's the load factor, sir?
Bringing the Riser Blast liquid at 2 mils per gallon.
Okay, sir. We are loaded and ready to launch.
10, 9.
Okay, men. It's time to blast off into the plant's root zone and into another galaxy of root growth.
Rhizoblast is a proprietary blend of seaweed and the single-celled algae chlorella. Chlorella's abundance of amino acids and minerals contribute to its value in hydroponics. The benefits used in Rhizoblast are explosive root growth, the use with any growing medium or hydro system, its ideal use for transplanting, and the enhancement of your plant vigor and fast-flowering plants. Let your plants have a blast and see a world of a difference with Rhizoblast from Botanicare. Check it out at www.botanicare.com.
dfzradio.com.
Welcome back, DFZ Radio, Farm to Table Cannabis. We're happy to talk about these upcoming events, and it is our duty to bring these to you, and we're excited about this upcoming event. So in February 8th through the 10th, the Hawaiian Cannabis Expo is going down on the beautiful island of Oahu. You can go check it out in Waikiki, spend 3 days learning about the trades of cannabis and the healing power of the plant. You ain't got to pay nothing but attention, folks. The Hawaiian Cannabis Expo, February 8th, 9th, and 10th, brought to you by Mills Nutrients and Big Island Hydro Garden. The 4th annual Hawaiian Cannabis Expo brings the top brands and names in the industry all under one roof. So check it out, hawaiiancannabisexpo.com. Tickets just went on sale. Get out there. Don't miss out. Lot of love. Spread the aloha. Hawaiian Cannabis Expo.
Yeah.
All right. So We got a phone call to make, Saint.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, is that
because
time?
our next guest can't come on without a phone call. So we're gonna do the old-fashioned dial while we're on the air.
Who we got on line 1? Someone's pushed through already on line 1.
Yeah. Should we take that call and
It's already in there.
All right, Saint, would you? Here, jump up here.
Let's see. Is Larry there?
Yeah, Larry's right there.
Okay.
Here, take this. You can get the guest on the line while I take this caller. Huh? No, the new guest. Larry Johnson. Yeah. Okay. There we go. The guest. There we go. All right. Thanks for calling in, Farm to Table Cannabis.
Hello.
Larry, what's your question, my guy?
What's going on, man? My question is the slight problem of making butter and having it turn out way too strong. I did
now, too strong is in
somebody
taste?
gave me.
Let me ask you a question. Too strong is in taste or too strong is in potency or both?
More on the upper high end where the people were like, whoa, way too strong.
Too strong is in taste or too strong is in high?
High. It was just, all I did was I did it in a crock pot and then let it cool down and everything, and then I just did it with garlic and shrimp and some mushrooms and put it over a pasta, fettuccine pasta.
I like it.
And it was good.
But it got people really, really loaded.
The high was way too high.
And you couldn't talk to your guests after the meal, huh?
What's that?
You couldn't talk to your guests with have a conversation with them after the meal.
That pretty much went out the window.
Dude, that's my type. That's my type of dinner party. Now we are about medicating responsibly, and we do want to get you started down the right track. We do like to make jokes and everything, but at the end of the day, potency of your butter comes down to potency of your tree. It's there's so much technique that goes into it, but really you need to know what you're putting in. So were you putting in some leftover scraps, or were you putting in some straight bud or some resin, some oil? What were you doing?
Oh, I did straight bud.
Straight bud, straight into the butter. See, now most people I know that make edibles use some of the byproducts like their shake leaves or their first trim. Now that's gonna have a little bit less potency than if you were to use the straight nug. The straight nug is a great way to go about it because I guess some people would say it's a cleaner process and a cleaner high, and you can also make it go further. But I think what you might need to do next time is first get your product tested. There's for all the hype in the industry about bad testing, there are some reliable testing facilities out there you can still get your products sent to, and you don't have to be a licensed person to do it. You can just get it tested, all right? Once you know how strong it is, then you can start doing some math, and you'll break down that percentage of it by the actual weight of the butter you're using, and then using that you can do the math and find out what each tablespoon will get you. So I think a good range would be 5 milligrams per 5 milliliters. So that's a 1-to-1, So
okay, the recipe that I had was an ounce and a half to 3 sticks of butter.
Yeah, but that recipe was put together by some dude with dreadlocks who just got a computer and was super excited about the hash water that he made.
I'm kidding.
But I mean, no offense to our buddy out there, Brother John, and everything, but we've gotten a little bit more refined in the technique, and so when you make it, you're going to want to test your product, and then there's a couple steps you can do to make sure that when you do finish the product that you've got a nice clean product too. So potency is going to keep it clean for when you make it. The other thing is straining it correctly too, and then not using dirty product to start with. All right. So dirty product gives you dirty results too. So using nugs, you're on the right track there. Super potency. Cut it with butter next time. Not just what you're going to use the butter in, but use double the amount of butter. You know what I mean? So check it out. So if your recipe called...
Use a can of butter with just regular butter.
Yeah, so if your recipe called for half a cup of butter, go ahead and use a 1/4 cup of canvas butter and fill it with 3/4 regular butter. And that way you're not, just destroying people.
Okay. Yeah,
It'll
I
help
ended
with the
up-
taste,
I
too.
ended up giving the butter away to one of the gals, and she said she was going to try to do some brownies with it. And I said, well, you know how strong it was. You tried it, so whatever you do with it, just cut it in half or something, you know. And she hasn't gotten back to me, and it's only been a week, so we'll find out.
Right on. Well, we appreciate you calling in. Saint, you got the caller lined up?
Javon, he's going to dial that up for you.
All right, and then we're going to hook you up, Larry, with a magical butter machine, brother. Thank you for calling in. You can give us your address after the call here, or you can send it to me on Instagram, and we will get you taken care of.
Yeah, I'll give it to him after.
Hey, who's hooking you up every Wednesday night with the best edible reviews and the
Hydro
edible gear?
Chef.
Attaboy.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, DFZRadio.com. We'll be right back with Happy Roots Edibles.
Got me smoking the best, no stress cheese. Now hold up, now roll up. Check the situation, about to go nuts.
DFZRadio.com.
Hi, and welcome to Non-Specific Hydro.
Yeah, hey, I have a buddy of mine that was telling me about a great additive.
Okay, do you remember the name?
Yeah, his name's Steve. He's a good buddy.
No, the product.
No, he told me it was a super concentrated organic enhancer. Comes in a yellow bottle.
Well, it sounds like he's talking about Floralicious Plus from General Hydroponics.
I don't think that was the name, but he also told me it was a vegan bioplant stimulator that contained vitamins, plant sugars, amino acids, seaweed extract.
Yeah, that would be General Hydroponics Floralicious Plus.
I don't think that's it, man. He told me it was something like Dora Vicious Flush or something, and he said it was like an organic supplement that could also be used in vegging or flowering, and it was compatible with hydro, soil, and cocoa.
Yes, that would be General Hydroponics Floralicious Plus.
Oh, hey, man, I just remembered what it's called. It's Floralicious Plus.
Oh, good. I was drawing a blank.
Floralicious Plus from General Hydroponics. Ask for it by name.
DFZRadio.com.
Welcome back, Farm to Table Cannabis. Yeah, shout out to Nova Bliss. Thank you so much for letting us talk to you about those CBD products. And now, our next guest is none other than Cali Happy Roots, which also known as Happy Roots. He's a fruit gummy company out of Northern California. So let's take this call, and lucky to have them on tonight. Happy Roots, what's good? You're on the line, Farm to Table Cannabis with the Hydroponic Chef.
Perfect. Hey, how's it going, man?
Thank
Thanks
you
for having
so-
us on. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming on. I mean, first thing that caught my eye is your guys' colorful products. You guys got a killer Instagram, but to introduce yourself to everyone out in DFZ Radio Land before I get into some of your flavors.
Perfect. Well, we are Happy Roots. My name is Blake. I'm the co-owner. It's me and my beautiful fiance / partner. She is the confectionist. She's the talent behind the business. I'm kind of the one that said, hey, we need to take your talent and make it something. So
You're
I'm
the
kind of
liquor,
run
she's the straw that
brains
stirs
of
the
business,
drink.
and she does everything else.
I can dig it. I can dig it.
Yep. And so, yeah, we're an edible company. We're just based out of Sonoma, California. We were established as a brand in 2015. We were obviously making edibles long before that.
Welcome to the legal market.
I'm sorry, what was that?
We said welcome to the legal market, and there's a round of applause in the background.
Thank you. We are not quite out yet. We should be launching. We're expecting in March. We'll be launching, so it's been a long, hard struggle, but we can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and we're excited to get there.
Now, you guys don't. You guys do it a little bit different. You guys have the gummies. Everyone's doing the gummies, but you guys have taken the steps to actually do your own gummies instead of just spraying things on gummies like you see so many people at these sessions doing. So these are artisanal products made by hand.
That is correct.
Now, does she have a confectionery background, or did you guys just say, I'm tired of this bullshit they offer at the shops, I'm making my own?
Well, our story is pretty interesting. We have we had a friend, Steven, and he had HIV, and in 2011 he was hospitalized in Sacramento, and we were taking in baked goods, and it was just too much to conceal, too much for him to eat. So he asked us if we could go get some hard candies for him from a dispensary. So this was in 2011. We went to a dispensary. We bought him some hard candy. It was super expensive. The consistency was all over the place. One day, one would knock him out. The next day, he wouldn't feel a thing. They lacked
just
quality.
no consistency.
Back when BHO was new, so everybody had a BHO taste to it. And so at that point, my partner, she said, someone's got to make this for Steven. And so she took it upon herself, did some R&D, and she started to do the hard candies. And then on another angle as well, her mother is a chocolatier and has a small family business. So we've gotten a lot of recipes through her and a lot of information and research through her as well.
That's nice. So you're doing it for all the right reasons, and we like to think some positive thoughts for Steve there. Now, what inspired you to go with the flavors you went with? Because a lot of people go with maybe the Spanish style flavors, or some people go with the caramels, but you guys went with like the fruit flavors. Yeah,
we just felt after doing research and development, all the flavors, talking to friends, to we were on the market before 2018, so talking to patients, getting their feedback. We found that the fruits were good, and also, it was what worked with the distillate that we used, especially with the CBD distillate. We found out that the pineapple flavoring just matched the CBD perfectly, because CBD can have, a little bit more of that off-putting taste.
So you guys are sourcing your own. So you're sourcing your own ingredients and your own distillate.
Yeah. When we started, we grew, way back in the day. We made bubble hash. We progressed through multiple different methods, and we found it easiest now to just wholesale distillate, get premium high-quality distillate, and it just works great with our edibles.
Tasteless most of the time, too.
Yeah, the taste is, that's what we love about the distillate, is it keeps that, for edibles and for food, the distillate, stripped of all flavor, for the most part, keeps our flavors really strong, good. People can't even taste the cannabis in it, and then it really hits them, and we've just got a lot of really great feedback.
So coming from the black market and, applying and getting everything going and getting ready to launch your brand, like, what kind of hurdles have you had to overcome, and what kind of recommendations would you give to people out there, other than don't do it, to people that want to go down that long, windy road?
Right? Oh, wow. I mean, the last year and a half have been just one of the biggest struggles. You know, it's been hard to just stick with it, but we have. I mean, some of our struggles we've been through. We were in 2 counties that had commercial kitchens in both counties, and both counties decided that they were going to ban manufacturing and cannabis activity. So we've ran from city to city trying to find the proper kitchen, dealing with just the cost of things now, dealing with, there's been some iffy relationships that have dragged us along for a while and then, really not lived up to their end. I mean, so it's just been a real struggle to deal with the regulations as a small company in California, but just being persistent and patient, we found, is the key to lasting, this last year.
Yeah, well said. I think just keeping on doing it, keep making on product and making waves. So what are some of the events you guys have attended before legalization hit? I know the brand's been around before, so the name, has been around. So, did you attend the sessions? Did you do the Cannabis Cups?
Absolutely. We did a lot of local sessions in Sacramento and around that area. And then also in 2015, we entered the Edible List Awards in LA, and we ended up taking first place for our caramel, which is a family recipe, and we took second place for our fruit chews at the Edible List Awards.
And it's funny how once that little bug bites you and you get a little taste of success, it's like, hey, I might need to take this shit to the next level.
Absolutely. A little pat on the back and a little ego rub, and you gain some confidence, and you feel like, this is something that you feel your worth, and you decide, like, this is something we can do. So.
Well, it all came from Steve, and that's what's kind of cool, you guys. You guys are doing it all for the right reason, and you guys are helping people now. Now, if people wanted to get into candy making at home, I know you can't give out any of your proprietary secrets and stuff, but, are there any, chews or recipes are out there that you think is easy for the home producer?
Now with the internet and just with, the access that's right at your fingertips, I mean, Google's your best friend. You can figure out how to do anything, or get a start to it. And then I think the real motivating factor after that point is just research and development. Just spend the time.
So you guys got to eat a lot of candies together, huh?
Yeah, I mean, just keep doing it until you find a product that you're satisfied with.
So with all the fucking gummy bears and all the freaking, fruit shaped this and little army men that and Lego candies, you guys went with squares. That was an obvious one, but tell the people in listener land why it's square and not something else.
Well, in preparation of hitting the legal market, we're doing everything possible to make sure that our products meet the regulatory code, and just keeping things discreet. We don't want to appeal to children. We don't want anything like that. We're looking more at the clean, adult use market. So that was our reasoning behind going with the squares rather than behind another, gummy thing, is because we don't want the state knocking down our door because we have a gummy bear. And then at the same time, we don't want to appeal to children. We want to appeal to adult use market.
Yeah, and you guys are from a unique area. You guys are up there in Santa Rosa, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
And so, I mean, it's a culture thing out there too. So when you care about it like you guys do, and you guys build this platform of awesome products, it just shows to where you come from and what you're all about. So we salute you. It's official that the Happy Roots is hydroponic chef approved. And what's the next event they can catch you guys at?
Right now we don't have anything set in stone, but as soon as we launch back into the market, you can expect to see us at multiple events next year. We're going to be entering them, so hopefully we can win some, keep the train going.
Right on. Well, we appreciate you guys. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we take this commercial break and give away some prizes?
Shout out to my partner, Shanoa. She's the backbone, talent, everything behind it. So she couldn't be here tonight, but hopefully we can make it down into the studio next time, and she can be there. So she's definitely the first shout out. And then just just everybody that's in this industry and what everybody's going through. You know, we salute them back 'cause it's not easy, and so we just appreciate all the support we get, and yeah, just all the patients and all the other businesses, everybody, just we appreciate everything.
I mean, because we said this every week, but it's the worst time to get into the industry. If you've been really, really trying your whole life to get into it, and right now is not the greatest time to get into it because of all the regulations and how expensive and how hard it is. So you are leading the charge. And, you know, every day that it's rough for you, you make it a little bit easier for people that are going to come after you and try to take some of that. But at the same time, you know, you're the founder of this. So go out, get out there, get your legal, get out there. Everybody try some of those Happy Roots. You can check them out at Happy Root or cahappyroots.com. And, yeah, support a good business doing big things. And we'll check you out at the next events. And shout out to Happy Roots.
All right. Hey, thank you, Hydro Chef. We appreciate you having us on.
Be well, my dude. Ciao. All right, we're going to be right back. Farm to Table Cannabis, DFZ Radio. We got some Ripen to give away from General Hydroponics, 562-653-0707. Farm to Table Cannabis, DFZ Radio.com.
Cause I always got that 425. Man, I got a vibe. Man, I got so high I couldn't even drive. Look at what I did by 25, nigga. Dizzy OG, thank God we alive. Cause I always got that 425. You know I got it. I always got that 425. You know I got it, nigga. You know I keep that 425. Blaze one with me then. Dizzy OG, thank God we alive. Hey, Dizzy OG all up in my paper. Hey, but is he right about to run for mayor? Whoa. Started my label, now they think I'm giving out favors. Too bad, a couple niggas that I used to fuck with turned into haters. Don't be hitting my line, cause I ain't got the time. I told you once, nigga don't front online. I know what the fuck you want. Seeing through these fools, mad cause I make their girlfriend booty move. With my jiggy ways, I'm just too damn cool. Nigga, what life do to you? Hey, looking mad at me. I be smoking, I be mad happy. I don't really worry about these niggas that be making comments, throwing jabs at me. Dad hat feeling dab happy with the 425. Hey, I love Vegas for the 24/7 side. You can see that I always got that 425. Man, I got a vibe. Man, I got so high I couldn't even drive. Look at what I did by 25, nigga. Dizzy OG, thank God we alive. Cause I always got that 425. You know I got it. I always got that 425. You know I got it, nigga. You know I keep that 425. Blaze one with me then. Dizzy OG, thank God we alive. Hey.
Word around town is Debbie down the road. They ain't never lied. All my bitches fly. April 25. Yeah, that's right. Bitch, I feel like Pac. Circa 95. Screaming death to all my haters. We can't let it slide. Bitch, I'm about to ride. Suicide. It's a suicide. Fucking with the squad. Never televised. Pray to stay alive. Play your lane or test your luck against the crew. Bitch, you decide. Foolish pride. Got these bitches out of pocket. I'm just cheapin' with the tribe. Let's get high. Bitch, I'm blowing back to back to back. Kobe Shack. I'm too fucking high to see a hoe react. I'm too fucking faded to see you salty. I made it. They hated from the beginning. My pedals still hit the pavement. Oh, looking mad at me. I be smoking, I be mad happy. Yeah, they used to laugh at me. Now promoters don't cash at me. Money long, now we the strong. Now bitch, I be living that high life. Blowing that kush be the highlight. Pass me a light, now the vibes right.
Always got that 425. Man, I got a vibe. Man, I got so high I couldn't even drive. Look at what I did by 25, nigga. Dizzy OG, thank God we alive. Cause I always got that 425. You know I got it. I always got that 425. You know I got it, nigga. You know I keep that 425. Blaze one with me then. Dizzy OG, thank God we alive. Hey.
All right, we're back. Farm to Table Cannabis, DFZ Radio. We got a very special caller calling in right now. We're going to go to the man himself. We got Brian from Mystery Baking. He's coming in. Here he is. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Brian. Bring it to Brian.
No, I guess not.
All right.
It's okay, but we'd like to give a big thank you to everyone that was in the studio and on the phone line today. So Nova Bliss, thanks for calling in and educating everyone. And then a very, very special thank you to Happy Roots, Cali Happy Roots on Instagram. You can go check them out. So we have the duty to bring you these episodes every week. Farm to Table Cannabis. It's a hard job, but someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
Next week we'll be back with a whole nother episode, and we got a whole nother lineup of guests. So stay tuned.
Yeah, make sure you follow us on Instagram
at DFZ Radio, and then
at the Hydroponic Chef,
and at Farm to Table Cannabis.
That's right, and at the St. 562.
And go follow our sponsors at Magic Butter Machine too. Those are some good ass people over there doing it for a good reason too.
Let them know you appreciate it,
because they give these Magic Butter Machines to you guys every week. And they're just about spreading knowledge about cannabis. That's the cool thing about it. They went out to Puerto Rico and gave a ton of fucking Magic Butter Machines away, trying to help the community, just getting people into healing and doing what they can. So a lot of people talk about it. Those guys actually live it. So shout out to Magic Butter Machine. Thanks to all our sponsors. And thank you for tuning in. Farm to Table Cannabis every Wednesday, 5 o'clock, DFZ Radio.
Jackam.
This shit is sad. I'm way too lost. What's going on here, guys? Don't put me on. I just don't know.